Hey everybody, it's Mike here. Welcome to the channel. Well, today we are in our furniture scene again, and we're going to do a bit more furniture today. Now, what's left here is the kitchen, basically, right? So we need to do the kitchen table, chairs, maybe not the kitchen itself. That would be a bit much, but you know, you get the idea. But what we also need is a double door fridge, right? That makes things look good. So I'm going to add a double door fridge to the scene. I think that's what we're going to do today. And yeah, well, I'll show you how easy that is, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a base. So the base can be square, and I want to position it on the wall over there, but we don't need to worry about that just now. So what I'll do is I'll move this out of the way, grab all of this, hit Control H to hide it, and then grab our cube and turn that into a fridge, right? Now, I don't have a reference, so I'm just gonna eyeball it, but like I said, it's not that complicated, right? So we're gonna pull this out, we're gonna make it a double door fridge, so we're gonna do something like this. And that looks all right. It's too high, of course, so we're gonna do, let's say that. Excuse me. Now we don't need these faces because we're not going to be seeing them, so we're just going to get rid of that. But position wise, this is good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab another cube and we're going to scale that up until it's sticking out. So let's keep the back level. We're not going to see the back of the fridge anyway, but we want this to stick out. All right, then we're going to hit W. We're going to move this over and we're going to leave a very small gap in the middle. That's going to be, of course, one side and the other side. You get the idea, right? And then we're going to go to insert edge loop, and let's do 6. Why not? It's good. Hit Q on the keyboard. And then we're going to right click and go to vertex, and we're going to start to manipulate these a little bit, right? So I'm going to push this in, and then we're going to push that in, and we want it to kind of round over a little bit. Let's see, is that too much? Yeah, it's a bit too much. So that looks nice, right? Okay, cool. So we have that. We're going to go and raise that up until it's sitting on our frame. Raise it up a little bit more. All right, sticking out a little bit. That sticking out part is maybe a bit much, so we're gonna squish it a little, get it close to our center again. Right there, there you go. We're gonna right click, go to vertex. We're gonna adjust the height. And what I'm gonna do now is, let's see. So we're in centimeters, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a cube, and we're going to push that over here, and then I'm going to hit my attribute editor, and let's see, that's 1 centimeter, and I'm not working meters just yet. Yeah, I'll do that later. I'll do the scaling later, right? So get rid of this. There you go. So that looks okay so far. Now we need to have rounded edges on this. So we're going to go in here, we're going to go to edge, And we're gonna grab this, this, and this, and this. We're gonna bevel. Let's do 0.3, 0.3, yeah. And then we'll do 3 and do that. Looks good. That's it. 3 here. Okay, this is all right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mirror this. So we're going to go to mesh and mirror. Am I going to do that already? Maybe not just yet. I want to put in handles, of course. And we're going to have the freezer combo here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and make an opening for that door. So let's jump to the top. Insert edge loop again. That's too many. We just need one right there. Let's have a look. Come on. Okay, that's going to be our door. Not exactly sure what's going on with Maya. It's very, very buggy today. Normally I don't have any issues with that, but okay, so we got that. We're going to go in here. We're going to click and shift, double click, Control E to extrude. Let's do minus 0.1, minus 0.03. That's better. So that's kind of our door, right? Then we need an opening for the, let's call it the ice maker. Yeah. So we're going to insert edge loop again. Let's do 6 in this direction. Why not? Q on the keyboard. That's going to be, let's say, here. Control E to extrude. Push that in like so. Looks good. We're going to bevel that. That's here too. That's good. So we got 2 of these. Then we're going to mirror this over. So we're going to go to mesh and mirror. That looks good to me. We need the door handles, and these 2 need to be connected actually. So let me go back and select these faces. Hit delete. All right. And let's see, are we deleting that as well? No, we're not. So we got that, and then we're going to go to object mode, and we're going to go to mesh and mirror. Excuse me, that looks better. All right. And then we're going to need handles for the door, and we'll put them on the edge here. And for that, we'll take another cube. After frame, we're going to right click go to face. So we're going to get rid of these. All right. Then we're going to go to edge, and we're going to hit R, and we're going to push them out like so. Then we're going to grab the whole thing, and we're going to push that in like this. Then we're going to squish it in like this. Then we're going to go to edge. One, two, three, and 1, 2, 3. Control E, W to pull out. Like that. Then we're going to go to vertex. We're going to direct select and direct select. Let's push that in. All right. Then we're going to go to face. Control E, pull that out. And hit R and kind of bring it in like this. All right. It's 3. Let's have a look. That looks good. We're going to Control E to extrude. Let's do 0.1. 0.1. Come on. Yeah. Hit 1 to go back. Let's go to mesh and smooth. And smooth it again. Let's do 2. That's better. All right. It's a bit large, so scale it down. W to move that in. F to frame. All right. Then we're going to go to this view. Control T to duplicate, W to move over, and that's going to be, let's hit 5 so I can see what's going on. That's going to be right there. Yep. Cool. And then what you can do is put some small trim on the top here. Control D to duplicate, W to move up. And then we're going to make that nice and thin. Push it down. Let's grab these verts. Grab these edges, mesh, and fill hole. There you go. So there you have it. You can go nuts on the detail. You can do the funnel and the ice maker and all that kind of stuff. But as a furniture prop, right, this should be plenty. Now, the holes here are a bit large. I'll admit that. So if you add a little bit more detail, then it doesn't look that meaningless, if you know what I mean, right? Because the opening is big. What we can do while we're at it, why not, is just add a screen on one side. So we'll call this a modern fridge, right? So we got this order display system type deal going on. And we'll just raise that up. Now, of course, the door is a bit curved. So we'll use that to our advantage because this will not be curved. So that way it kind of looks like it's a screen, right? We need to extend it a little bit. Like that. That's our ordering screen. And then here, why not? We'll do the little funnel thing. Yep. We don't need the top or the back or the bottom. We're going to go in here, go to object mode, go to vertex, there you go. Push it back in. Yeah, that way it looks a little bit better, right? And then we're going to take these, push them back, take this, bevel that, and there's our fridge. All right, so we're going to go in here, we're going to go to mesh and combine, and there's our fridge. Now let's go back to display, show all. So we got our entire scene. You can see that this is way too big, so we're going to scale this way down. Left to frame, and we need to bring in our standing guy again. Let's hit E to rotate this. Hold on J. Bring in W. This is going to be a fairly large fridge. We're going to push it in the middle here. So we need to bring in that guy, right? So we're going to go to Windows. We're going to go to Content Browser. This is the one we want. All right. Massive, massive, massive. So, and this guy is full color as well. We don't need that. So we're going to assign new material. Let's go to Maya Lambert. All right. We're going to get this guy. We're going to scale it down. After frame. Here's our little guy, right? How do we get this correct proportion wise? We're going to move to this guy. He's sitting on the couch, but we can see the height of his knees, right? So if this guy is standing on the floor, let's hit 4 for wireframe mode. Let's raise him up. If he's standing on this floor right here, and the pivot is down here, we're going to compare the height of the knees. So let's see where I can do that. All right. So I'm going to hit R to scale, and I'm going to start scaling up until the kneecaps are at the same height. Right there. That's pretty much. And of course there are variances because not everybody is as tall, right? So we got that. So then we're going to push him over here near our fridge. So now we got a better understanding of how big the fridge should be, right? Now the fridge, I want the pivot point on the floor as well. So we're going to push this to the floor, and then we're going to hit the insert key, and we're going to hold on V, or I can do it manually. There you go, with the insert key again. So there you go. Now we're going to start to scale this until it looks like an actual fridge, and this is pretty close, right? Usually the handle is at this height right here. It's a good spot for this, and I have one of these fridges, and this is kind of the height that works for me. Maybe a tiny bit less, but that's it. All right, so let's leave him at the fridge. He's gonna get something, whatnot, and then here you're gonna have your kitchen table and so on. Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, we'll even go and put in a kitchen here. And if we're gonna do that, we're gonna move the fridge over, but we'll see. Anyway, that's plenty for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any requests, anything that I should model for this series, let me know that, right? Okay, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.